morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. This video is being filmed on Tuesday night for Wednesday's trading. That's January 6, 2010. Traders, tonight we have a green Omni once again in the S&P. We have a green Omni in the Dow Transportation average. You gotta love that. But I am here to say for you technicians, the NASDAQ technically looks like a sale. The Dow Transportation average looks like a screaming buy. The S&P looks like a buy. The mini Russell looks completely confused, like it doesn't know which way it wants to go. These are conflicting signals, traders. If you are doing analysis tonight and you are finding conflicting signals within the group of the U.S. indices, then you're probably doing your analysis correctly, because I'm here to say they are very confusing right here. But the leader, the Dow Jones Transportation Average, is looking really strong here. And the S&P setup looks really good because the S&P is holding support. With no further ado, I'm going to show you just a few charts behind me that you will be able to use to hopefully gauge the action in tomorrow's trading. Traders, let's go take a look. Okay, traders, the first chart before you is the Emini S&P daily bar chart for the March contract. Each one of these green lines represents 1 day's trading. What I'd like to point out to you here is this big area of what was resistance. Resistance is when a market tries to go up and fails and starts to come back down. Look at all the times that we had failure here. We can count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 separate occasions during this period we could not get above that area, somewhere between 10:10 and 11:10 and 11:05. We could not get above, so that's what's called resistance. We come down from that resistance, we bounce off of this support line, which is a very smart parallel channel. And what does it do? It goes up above the resistance and then comes down to test it. Boom, 1, 2, 3. It tests it 3 times, which is now support. What was resistance is now support in the S&P. And as you can see, that market looks pretty good right there. It's got bullish indicators. It's been rallying throughout 9-10 months now. Ran into trouble for a while, got above that trouble spot, leaves room now for the upside. So I think the S&P looks good, especially the fact that once it got above resistance, it came back and tested it, and now it's starting to go towards the upside. S&P looking good. Let's go look at a couple of more charts. Okay, traders, this should be a very familiar chart to some of you fans that have been watching these videos for a while. This is the Dow Jones Transportation Average daily bar. I've showed this to you. I can't count. It's countless times now. And while it was happening, I pointed out that the market ran up and did a triple top, also put in a triple bottom, then went into a parallel channel and broke out for the upside. When it was done going up, it put in a triple top, also coincidentally a triple bottom, turned into a parallel channel and did it again. Triple top 1, triple top 2. Well, what did it do again? I drew this out and I said now we should make another triple top, go into a parallel channel and move higher. Well, as it developed, we kept putting the chart before your eyes over and over, and it is exactly what happened. We now have gone into a parallel channel, starting to flatten out a little. This market is above what was resistance. It's above the third triple top, and it is very likely on its way to much higher levels this quarter of this year. But for day traders, for tomorrow, that looks bullish, and so does its indicators. So the leader, Dow Jones Transportation Average, looking strong above its third triple top and wants to go higher with very bullish looking indicators. What would follow it is the S&P. The S&P looks strong. We are going to buy dips in the S&P tomorrow. I'd like to show you now a few of the indicators that we're looking at wrapped around the Dow Jones Transportation Average, so you can see not only is the formation bullish, but the indicators to point you in direction are bullish as well. Okay, traders, the final chart before you this evening is a chart with three separate indicators. They are indicators that I use, three of many, of course, on the Dow Jones Transportation Average. First one being the Commodity Channel Index, or CCI. And it is pointing up clearly, as you can see. That is a bullish look. Check number one for bullish. Then down below is RSI, or Relative Strength Index. Also pointing up and looking bullish. Below that are slow stochastics. They have crossed over, have made a little hook up, and are looking to move back up again. About 5 other indicators that I would put on the transportation average all had a bullish look to them. So I say indicators bullish, formation bullish. Away we go with buying dips once again on Wednesday in the U.S. indices. Traders, I will remind you, the NASDAQ homework is actually bearish, not bullish, completely conflicting signals with the S&P. But I am going to go with the leader, the transportation average, and expect the S&P to follow it higher. So, traders, you see those charts? Traders, did you see that transportation chart with the triple top, the parallel breakout, the triple top, the parallel breakout, the triple top, and now the parallel breakout? Well, I am here to say to you that is repetitive pattern. Repetitive patterns absolutely should be followed. That is one of the easiest things you can do when it comes to gauging markets. And I am here to say that repetition is the cornerstone of technical analysis, traders. Repetition is the cornerstone of technical analysis. What do we have? We have patterns that we recognize. When we see those patterns, we say, hey, when I saw it before, the market did this. When I saw it before that, the market did this. When I seen it before that, the market did this. Then you look at your indicators, and if your repetitive patterns and your indicators are pointing in one general direction, basically you figured out if you're going to go up or down for the next day. That is one of the many ways you need to use analysis to figure out direction. But again, I will repeat this to you. Repetition is the cornerstone of technical analysis, and don't forget that. If you've seen it before and it continues to happen over and over again, odds are in your favor. It will happen once again when you see that same formation. Keep that in mind when you do your homework and you do your analysis. It's important to be able to recognize these repetitive patterns to figure out where you're going next. So keep that in mind, traders. Do your homework. Again, NASDAQ doesn't look nearly as good as the S&P, nor does the Russell, but the transportation average and the S&P look pretty darn good. So I'm going to go with that. We will be buying dips tomorrow, tonight, maybe if we get there. If you'd like to join us, come on down to our site. It's www.livewithoscar.com. Jump into the free chat rooms. Come see our show. We have live video cameras throughout the day. We're always open 24 hours, traders. We are here to help you. So remember, repetitive patterns, something to always look for. The transportation average is the leader. If it's pointing up, indices usually will follow. And always, always place your stops. Always place your stops first, because a stop is your best friend. And if you want to survive in this business, you better have stops in any time you get into a position. All right, traders, let's see what's going to happen. Keep those dips up. Keep your stops in. Get ready to go. Make sure you come on down to the site and do your best to keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening. And you know what that is? Subs are in. Emotions are out. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I'm a 27-year seasoned trader on and off the trading floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years.